Hello everyone, and welcome to another one of my videos. In this video I'm going to talk about my Duel RS client, as I call it. It's a program that I've been working on similar to like SwiftKit or other RuneScape web browsers slash clients, and essentially it allows you to play RuneScape and has some extra features added into it. I'm making this video to kind of get some feedback on the application, as well as possibly get some input from you guys and see if you guys like it, if it's something that you would want, and or I might even open it up for beta testing, but we'll see. As of right now, I'm just going to show you guys kind of the details of the project. For those of you that don't know me personally, I'm going to school for computer science, so I'm a programmer, and that's how I've learned how to do this. I love it. I also have another YouTube channel as well as other websites about programming and all of that, so that's another reason why I haven't made as many RuneScape videos. At any rate, I'm going to go over this project. I will note that in order for this project, or for this program to work properly, you have to run a screen resolution of 1600 by 900. The reason for this is I designed it for my own computer. Maybe in the future I'll actually make different screen resolutions. It really doesn't make that big of a difference what resolution you're at. The only reason it might change is, for example, if you full screen the application, buttons might be over here instead of right there. And that's something that I'm still working on getting all of that details out. I'm kind of just working on core functionality. At any rate, let's get to it. I'm going to go ahead and launch it. So when you launch the program, it looks something like this. It has a loading screen. You have to unfortunately wait for it to load up. It's just loading all of your settings as well as getting kind of the RuneScape things configured. And I will note that this is designed for RuneScape 07 or old school RuneScape, and as you can see, it loads two RuneScape client windows. The reason for this is it's kind of designed for playing two accounts at once, or at least that's what I intended it for. So as you can see, it opens up two RuneScape clients, one in World 70 and one 73. The reason why they're different worlds is, of course, you cannot play in the same world if you're multi-logging. And again, multi-logging is not against the rules on RuneScape as long as the accounts do not interact. So you can't trade with each other and blah blah blah, but you can't do that anyway because you can't be in the same world. At any rate, two RuneScape clients, really all it is a web browser inside here that is loading up RuneScape. So again, you can log into RuneScape and play, and I'll kind of show that later. But I kind of want to go over some of the other features or reasons why you might prefer this over using a normal web browser. One being the settings. So you can set your home worlds, pretty basic thing. So in order to change your home world, you would just change it to, let's say, World 1, save and exit, and then I can either click home, which will load my home page, which would be World 1. I also added a World 1 button because sometimes, of course, you can't get into the world because it's full, but if you just click this, it will, again, automatically load World 1 for you and instant login. Normal basic players know that, but just for you, those that don't. At any rate, you can change your default worlds. So, for example, if I saved these, closed my browser, and then reopened it, it would load on whatever world I preset it on. So that's what that's about. This button right here is a refresh button. So for example, if you left the client open for a really long period of time and RuneScape made an update, you can just refresh it using that button. It's the same as on any other web browser refreshing your screen. You can also click like in the black area and then refresh it just like normal. At any rate, another feature that I do have is my timers. So if you click this, it opens up this panel window. And what this panel window is it allows you to add timers to it. So if you click here and add a timer, another option window will pop up asking you if you want a countdown timer or a count up timer. I'll kind of show both. Say I want a down timer and I want it for herbs. Maybe I'm doing some farming runs, and we know that's 70 minutes. I can either type in 70 minutes, or I can do 1 hour and 10 minutes. It's the same thing. You can pick a color. You don't have to. Eventually, I'm going to add sounds. I haven't decided if those are going to be player picked or what have you, but for the time being, it will just send a notification, not an actual sound. At any rate, I'm going to create the timer. So it creates a timer in here, and it's very simple. You got play, which of course starts the timer. You got pause, which pauses the timer. Play again just restarts the time from when you set it at. Reset resets the timer. Exit, you can close that specific timer. What the cool thing about this is for example, I can add multiple timers. Let's say like this. I'll add another one that's pink just so we can tell it's different. I'll go for 3 seconds. So I can add essentially an infinite amount of timers. This is good for, of course, farming is a good example where you're running multiple timers for multiple things, and they're all located here. You can also name them. So maybe one's a tree timer, and I can select the color, and there it is. You can also resize this window, and this is what I was talking about, the screen resolution. For example, this window doesn't have like it programmed to be resized, so when I resize it, it looks a little weird. It still functions 100% the same, so if you were on a bigger screen resolution, it'd probably look a little weird, or if you were on smaller, again, it might look a little weird, but the functionality is there. So that's down timers. An up timer is just simply a timer where it just counts up. So maybe you're trying to figure out, oh, how long does it take to do this? You can start a timer and then check to see how it is. Pretty simple there. Again, you can add more and more and more and more timers, and they will just keep filling in. So kind of a cool feature there. I personally like it. I don't know if you guys use a lot of timers, but I do. So that's one other feature I have in here. So the other major feature, if you weren't going to play 2 RuneScape clients at one, is it is still a web browser. For example, I could go to YouTube and hit go, and it should load up YouTube. Internet's being a little slow right now, but here it is. And for example, here's Third Age Film. Cool. Great guy. He makes some great videos if you do quests. And now you can watch
Welcome to
videos in the same client as your RuneScape. You might be saying, well, you can do that on a browser, but it's in different tabs, so you have to keep swapping between tabs, or you have to do the stupid Windows resize thing, you know, where you put half the screen as a window and the other half as another window. With this, you can skip right through that and watch stuff right in your RuneScape window. Now I'm going to pause the video just for a second because I'm going to log in with my credentials and I don't want you guys to see that, but once I'm logged in, I'll continue from there. Alright, so I'm logged in to RuneScape. I'm actually on World 1 because I forgot to switch worlds, which is kind of annoying. But I'm playing RuneScape, and you can see the videos watching here. It works as pretty much 2 separate independent web browsers. So yeah, I'm going to go back to my home page on this one just to show some of the other stuff. One of the features that I really like about my client is what I call, and I'm still currently working on all the bugs, but it's currently working right now, is called AFK. I just call it AFK alerts or whatever. At any rate, I'm going to show you guys that once I put in my bank pin. So give me a second. Alright, for this next feature I'm going to show you my AFK alerter. There's no actual button yet implemented, but if you just click on this like clock area, you can start the timer, or start the AFK mode, which when you're in AFK mode, it should alert you if you're getting close to dying. So I attacked one of these village guys to lower my health a little bit, and I'm going to continue doing that so I can show off the features. So if you guys can hear it, you should be able to hear an alert sound. It just sounds like the Windows kind of beep sound. That is the alerter indicating for me that my health is low. So if I'm watching a video, or if I'm in the kitchen, I could just turn up my volume, but it will make a noise if my health gets below a certain amount. As you can see, I ate and it stopped. So what it's actually doing, how it's actually detecting the health, is it's looking at the actual color of this right here. So it's looking at the color and then kind of just telling me if it's in a danger zone or not. So as you can hear, it's currently beeping, but if I eat some more food, it goes away. So this is great if you're doing like bandits, or literally if you're pretty much doing anything where you're not paying attention that much, but you are in combat. It might be a good idea. And what's cool is if you don't want it, you can just close it. You don't actually have to have it on all the time. So that's the AFK feature. I'm thinking about adding more functionality to it. Maybe you guys can give me some input on what would be nice in a functionality thing like that. Again, I don't really support botting or really macroing that much, so don't tell me like, oh, make it click a button every 5 seconds, because technically that would be like a bot. And as easy as that is to do, I don't really want to make a botting client. I feel like if you want a botting client, go ahead and download like RS Bot and make scripts for that. My client isn't designed for that. The AFK alerter is just really an alerter if you're getting low on health. It might even be good if you're just training. And since it doesn't actually interact with any of the actual Java or anything like that, it's not actually reading. It's just a color picker. It's legal, and I don't think it's really unfair. But that's my opinion on that. So that's some of the features of my application. You might notice there are some things that aren't currently like up and running on it. For example, this clock has been at the same time the whole time I've been doing this video. It's not because it's a bug, it's just because I haven't implemented it. It's just there for you to look at right now, pretty much. So I will have a working clock up there. Again, dual browser where you can multi-log. For example, I'll show an example of that. Alright, here's an example of the multi-log functionality. So as you can see, I'm playing two characters right now. I'm on my main, Mr. AJ Scars, and then I'm also on my woodcutter / skiller, or whatever you want to call it, chopping wood. You might be wondering, well, what's the point of having two RuneScape accounts, especially if they can't interact? A lot of times, players will have a pure and a main, so for example, they'll want to level up their main while they're leveling their pure, or vice versa. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why you might want it. Another reason is, although it's not legal to trade in between accounts, honestly, that's pretty much what a lot of players do. It's no different than just getting free stuff from your friends. And in my opinion, like if I'm working on it anyway, like if I'm cutting these logs, to me it's not really bad to give these logs to my other account. The only thing I will say is I don't like actually multi-log and trade because they can see that, but you can give them to a friend, and a friend can give them to your other guy or what have you. Also, another reason why I do it is I like to be in two clan chats at one. Sometimes one is my actual clan, and then the other is like streamers clans. Like for example, Capt King. He's one of the streamers on Twitch that I like to watch. I like to sit in his chat, but of course my clan requires me to be logged into my clan chat at all times that I'm online, so it gets kind of hairy. So that might be another reason why you have two accounts that you want to be logged in at simultaneously. Maybe your friends list is too big. Again, there's a lot of reasons why you might do it. I don't really care why. Point is my browser has that functionality. Again, if you don't have two accounts, the YouTube viewer or whatever else you want to look at online should be enough, really, I think, in my opinion. But really, it's up to your guys' opinion. So that's pretty much all the features I have right now. If you guys could give me details on what features you would like to see, what features I should improve on, and maybe just give me any feedback. Maybe call me a noob or whatever, or that I'm a cheater, whatever you want to say. Just go ahead and tell me what your guys' opinion are, and yeah, that'd be great. Thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy the rest of your RuneScape experience. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Check out some of the links below if you're interested, and have a good one.